you went this route with your shoes. Why not go with Nike or Adidas?
Well, like I said, originally they didn't want to sign me, and then once I kind of was like, forget them then. I'm going to do my own thing. I'm going to explore this and have some fun with it and see where I can push the limits, especially like philanthropically. Then obviously they wanted to sign me later when you're like a skills challenge champion and all that stuff. But I was like, man,
so they hit you up, like being like, hey, yo, we fucked up. Like,
I get calls from everybody now.
Is that shit worth it? Or is it, from your personal experience now, go your own route? Because obviously the brand you build is the brand that you can blow it up. You can blow it up.
I would say, and you probably know this because in the music industry,
yes, sir.
You did your own thing. You own the rights to,
music and stuff.
Exactly, to your music. So with me, I would say it's a very personal decision based on the athlete. Like if they want to have their own stuff, then do it. But Nike, Adidas, and the big brands, they preach family and like you're a part of this unit and da-da-da. And so if you truly feel tied to like this concept of Nike is your family and that's gonna make you happy, do it. Now, in all actuality, is a billion-dollar corporation ever really like your family?
But do you think they're like taking advantage of players in this way?
No, I mean, not really. So in a capitalist society, like let's be clear here. If they know you're valued at $1 million, they'll be like, hey, look, I'll pay you $500,000.
Where do you think I'm valued at?
Probably not much. They'll be like, I'll pay you $500,000, and you can have that money, and then we're just gonna make that $1 million. So we clear what we clear, and that's where it is. Now, obviously, if you go a different route, you have greater potential, and that's just kind of usually how it works.
Don't you kind of like in the back of your head kind of like miss out on being like going through the tunnel and having the off-white and exclusive like Nike shit that like all the players get to flex?
You think I can't have it?
But like it's not like you're LeBron where they're sending or you the shoes early.
Yeah.
Like these come out like next month.
One for me, I usually wear either Vans or my own shoe. That's kind of like my style. As you can see, I came in sweats, hoodie like this. Is from another brand I collaborate with. I have some Sandal Boy sandals coming out that collaborate with my brand, and we're doing some cool stuff.
Staying on target.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Now, if I really want some off-white stuff, just from an economic perspective, right? Let's say those shoes were $1,000. If Nike offered me $200,000 and
is that what they offered you?
No. See, I don't throw out real numbers.
Ballpark? Can we get a ballpark? When they called you back, what did they?
It definitely was a lot higher than like the base level $25,000 deal that they try to just like throw at people.
So a base level deal per se at Nike or Adidas could be $25,000.
It's like $25,000.
And just all the shoes like out the wazoo, right?
No. If you're just a normal guy, you're not getting the
it's a
special
deal. It's a thought deal.
Exactly. Thank you. You're getting the
25.
Yeah.
Air Force Ones.
Boom.
So LeBron 16.
There you go.
Suck it.
There you go. A little bit of money in a swoosh account. Maybe 10,000 in a swoosh account, 25,000 in a swoosh account.
Overrated.
Bingo. But let's say I make 6 figures or more, right, doing my own thing. Then I can go buy a $1,000 pair of shoes, and I can have multiples of 25,000 left over still. So
I just ordered me some Spencer Dinwiddie shoes to hoop in. I'll let you guys know how they are. I looked up a couple reviews on them. People say they're pretty good, pretty decent hooping shoe, but they haven't came yet. But when they get here, I believe they're called the Kairos or something like that. But I ordered some Spencer Dinwiddie shoes, and I probably get clowned when I go to the court, but I'll let you guys know how they feel when I play in them.
If you're new to the channel, welcome. If you're not, welcome back.
What up, though? My name is Kevin Melson with Beyond Your Limits, and right here we got Spencer Dinwiddie being interviewed. I'm not sure the name of the podcast, but they're interviewing Spencer Dinwiddie, and he's speaking on having his own shoe brand and why he went that route instead of taking a deal with Adidas or Nike. Man, I just want to tell you guys, always go for ownership if you can. Always bet on yourself and always go for ownership. If they give you a choice of money and ownership, always take the ownership. I want to tell you guys a story about Spencer Haywood. I don't know if you guys, if you're younger, you probably don't know who Spencer Haywood is unless you really research the game. But Spencer Haywood was a young upcoming player, one of the best players in the NBA, and Nike was just coming out, so nobody had Nike. I believe Converse was the big shoe brand in that day, and Nike offered Spencer Haywood either he could take a choice between $100,000 or a 10% stake in Nike. So they offered him money or ownership. And he ended up playing in the NBA All-Star game in Nikes, and people were making fun of him. So at halftime, the story goes, at halftime, he took off his Nikes and wore some Converse. He ended up not taking the deal with Nike. And today, if he would have took that deal for 10% of Nike, right now he would be worth almost like $9 billion. That billion with a B. If he would have took the ownership in Nike at that time and held on it till today, he would be worth $9 billion. And that's crazy. I know that's a huge opportunity loss. And I know that's something he probably look back on and think, man, if I would have took that deal. But that's just a lesson on ownership. I'm sure he didn't know, he had no reason to know that Nike would grow up to be as big as it is today or anything like that. Nobody can tell the future. But I mean, ownership and betting on yourself, it can it can go against you, but at least you're in control of things. And so like with Spencer Dinwiddie owning his own shoe, let's say if Spencer Dinwiddie took a Nike deal, he has no control over anything. Nike probably most likely wouldn't have gave him his own signature shoe. I mean, there's only a few people with signature shoes: Kyrie, Paul George, LeBron, KD. Well, I guess there's more than a few, but Spencer Dinwiddie is not on the level of the people that get their own shoe. But with him being able to own his own brand, he can come out with a new shoe every month, every couple months if he wanted to. It's his brand. He can do what he wants. And so that's the big thing with ownership. You have control. So if Nike or Adidas or Pumas or whoever Spencer Dinwiddie would have been with, I mean, he most likely wouldn't have had his own shoe. And now that he has his own shoe, he can do whatever he wants with his own shoe. He can design it exactly as he wants, I'm sure. And Nike and Adidas and those, you can have some say-so on what your shoe looks like as well. But Spencer Dinwiddie has total control. And the best thing is he gets all the profits. So everything that the shoe makes, he get to keep in his pocket. If he's with Adidas or somebody like that, they're giving him a salary. This is how much you make. It don't matter how many shoes you sell. You know, if you sell 1 billion shoes, you're gonna get the same amount. But here with his own brand, if he sell 1 billion shoes, he gonna reap the rewards for selling all those shoes. And the very best part about ownership to me is that you own it forever. It's yours forever. So once your career is done, you can still sell those shoes. You can still make new shoes. You can pass it along to your kids. That could be a business for your kids to have. It's something that can pay you for the rest of your life, for your kids' life, for your grandkids' life. And if you sign with one of those big companies like Adidas or Nikes or whoever it may be, I mean, once your playing days are done, the paychecks stop coming. And so, you have a contract for a certain amount of time. They give you a 5-year contract, a 10-year contract, whatever it is. At the end of that contract, they don't pay you any more money. So even if you were getting more money with one of the big shoe companies, I mean, over the course of your life, I mean, your basketball career is done at usually around 35 years old. You get no more paychecks from them from 35 until you pass away. But if you have ownership, if you own it, you can continue making different shoes. You can try to sign other players, and that shoe company that you started can pay you for your whole life. And something paying you for 10 years versus something paying you for your entire life there's no comparison to that. And so that's the biggest reason why I believe in ownership, especially with the shoe deal. I know it's not for everyone. If you have a big shoe deal, you're most likely going to be more popular. More people are going to buy your shoe. More people are going to know about you. You'll be marketed more and all of those things. But in the long run, I believe that ownership is the best route to go. But I know it's not for everyone. There's a lot of work involved with it. If you sign with a shoe company, they'll do all the work and everything. It's a lot easier. But I think ownership is worth it. So in my opinion, it's always a much better deal for you to bet on yourself and for you to take ownership. And so now that he has ownership in his own shoe company, he can do what he wants. Like he said, he has the P-back foam in the sole. And for you guys that don't know, that's kind of like, that's the same thing as the Adidas Boost, the Boost running shoe. That's the same thing he has in his sole, but it's, I guess, Boost is copyrighted for Adidas, but it's the same thing, the P-Bax foam. And he has it in his shoe. He can do whatever he wants with it. It's his shoe, and he can market it however he want. He can, he can do whatever you want with it. But when you're with another company, then they make all those decisions for you, and it's I'm sure you get some say so, but he gets the total say so because it's his own company. And that's just something I just wanted to show you guys. I thought this was an interesting video on it's more and more people nowadays going with their own brand instead of Nike and Adidas. Now Puma's coming up. They have some pretty nice basketball stuff. And I just wanted to give you something to think about when you make it to the NBA. The decisions that you have to make. If you're gonna go with Jordan brand, Adidas brand, start your own brand. I mean, there's a lot more options today than there was ever before. I mean, before the last few years, nobody had their own shoe. I mean, Shaq tried his own shoe, Stephon Marbury and those guys, but things are a lot different now. They're a lot better. You can have a much better shoe than when those guys were making their shoes. You have a lot more options to make your shoe a better shoe. But just something to think about as you're coming up and making it to the NBA, and just to know that, having your own shoe, your own brand is an option as well. And let's say your brand blows up to be the next big thing. You get to keep all that money if it's yours. But if you're going with Jordan brand and your shoes blow up and get real big, then Michael Jordan get that money, not you. I mean, you'll get some. I'm sure you'll get bonuses and things like that, but you won't get the lion's share, that's for sure. All right, thanks for watching this video. Hit a link in the description, a link in the bio. Had a course telling you how to read the defense and how to become a much better basketball player. Thanks for watching this video, and I'm out.